So, Obed, what do you think you learned at this last tournament that was maybe different than the previous one, and that you can take into Sounders?
It's hard to say exactly one thing that I've learned, but for me, I think just reiterating that the details matter. I mean, we're about to go into playoffs. We're about to start, this tough stretch, and the details matter. I think what I can take away from the last game was, Argentina sat back and they didn't really have much of a game plan other than not let us attack them and counterattack, and we gave up two goals, two details, and that's the end of the World Cup. That's the end of our run, and that's what I can take back here is that the details are going to matter in playoffs. Every game, every play, every duel. So just making sure that the group knows that, and the coach will say that to all of us, but just having it all in our heads is going to help.
From a mental perspective, how is it to go from playing, important games here, but then playing, international games and then coming back? Is it good to have that difference? Does it get you? I don't know. How would you describe it?
For me, playing for the national team is the biggest honor. It doesn't matter to me if it's U20s or U17s, senior national team, especially in a World Cup. I mean, the Mexican fans and the Mexican people, they live the game differently, and a lot of fans traveled to watch us play and supported us along the tournament. And so for me, playing for the national team always adds a little bit of that feeling and that pride. So that's kind of it for me.
The atmosphere seemed like they were pretty good down there. Is that?
Yeah, especially when we played the home country.
Yeah, how was that? Yeah, how was it? You guys played Chile. It was like packed stadium, right?
Yeah, stadium was packed. National anthem, when they sung theirs, was loud, very loud. But those are the games that I like to play. When there's a lot of people watching, especially when they're cheering against you, it gives you something to prove and something to play for.
Oh, but is the speed any different in terms of MLS on the field? Because we're not on the field, and then when you play in that.
I mean, national team games international games are always going to be played a little bit differently. I feel sometimes they can be more intense just because of it's a World Cup. Maybe if it was a friendly, it would be different. I still think the level of MLS is higher, I would say, because it still is a youth tournament. But I mean, there's extraordinary players, and the hardest thing for a national team is to get everyone on the same page, because you're not training the same at the same place every day, and so you only have a few days to work on things. So that's hard. But for me, I feel guys play with more intensity when they play for the national team, so that might be a little bit different. But, yeah.
Yeah, I asked that question just from a processing perspective. You know what I'm saying? When you're playing that six, do you have to be more, or you don't? When you're back here,
No, I think for me, I try to play the same. I mean, the player's not going to change. I'm not going to change who I am when I play for the national team or when I play for the Sounders. It's more what the coaches ask of me.
Right.
If national team coach asks me to do something differently, then I'll try and adapt and do that to the best of my abilities. But I think what I do here at Sounders is what gets me to the national team, so I don't imagine them to try and do something differently over there.
Going into this decision day, you guys are kind of locked into the 5 seed. Could be playing either LAFC, San Diego, Minnesota. Do you have a preference of those teams, or somebody maybe that you don't want to face?
No, I think in the playoffs, you're going to have to face everyone at some point. So there's also one thing I learned at the World Cup. We had Brazil, Morocco, Spain. We had probably one of the toughest opponents. So if you're going to want to win a championship, you have to play everyone, and you have to beat them. So I don't care who we play first, who we play last, as long as we win.
Well, for Minnesota, it's a team that beat you twice. Do you want a third crack at them at some point?
I mean, I would love to beat them for sure and kind of get back at them. But if it's not them, I don't have any preference at all.
You had a lot more experience than basically everyone else on the Mexico roster, just in terms of first team playing time. Obviously, been in this tournament before. Do you feel like you took on more of a leadership role with Mexico than you might have here?
Yes. and it's hard to say I took like complete leadership because I kind of respected also the process. I kind of came into the U20 team a little bit later, and I think they already had a whole year of playing together, and then I came in a year later. So I respected the leaders that were already set in place and were there, but I also try to add to that. And I think that's one of the parts of my game that I can develop and become better at, is being a leader, because at the end of the day I feel like I have the knowledge and the experience to, especially in that team, to help guys around me, and I think I can bring that back here as well.
Have they communicated with you as far as what is expected of you in order to get into the senior team?
No, I think I already know what I need to do, and I've been trying to do that the whole time.
Obed, conociendo la generación con la que jugaste en este mundial, ¿visualizas, si no es este próximo mundial, en el futuro, que este mismo grupo esté junto por muchísimos años en la selección mayor?
Puede ser. La experiencia que tengo con la selección de Estados Unidos es que pocos han subido de la sub-20 a la mayor, entonces creo que cada año va a ser más difícil llegar a la mayor porque hay grandes jugadores allí, y puede ser que volvamos unos cuantos de esta selección. Ojalá podamos ir varios, pero es difícil llegar todos a una selección mayor por la competencia y por todo lo que rodea una selección mayor.
Dado los malos resultados, Javier Aguirre dejó la puerta abierta de que varios jugadores, incluyéndote a ti, te nombró, tengan la posibilidad de entrar al primer equipo. ¿De qué forma manejas eso y esa posibilidad de estar en un mundial y ser parte de esta misma selección de mayores?
Y bueno, es una gran ilusión, un sueño. Intento no pensar mucho en eso porque sé que lo más importante es estar bien acá. Ya estuve ahí con la selección, creo que tuvimos buenas actuaciones, pero al final nos quedamos cortos, entonces entiendo que a lo mejor ahorita la selección mayor está pasando un momento difícil con los últimos 2 resultados, pero sé que lo van a levantar. El Vasco es un gran técnico y tiene grandes asistentes, entonces sé que lo van a hacer bien, y si me toca estar allí, bien. Si no, voy a seguir trabajando para poder un día estar ahí.
En inglés hablabas del hecho de que tú juegas a tu manera, pero parece, viéndolo desde afuera, que en esta selección tuviste que hacer un poco más de sacrificio defensivo, a lo mejor jugando en posiciones o en lugares que en este equipo a lo mejor no tienes más libertad de atacar. ¿Eso es más o menos lo que ocurrió, o qué opinas de eso?
Puede ser. Siempre en cada partido intenté hacer lo que me pedía el técnico. Es cierto que en varios partidos jugué diferentes posiciones, en unos jugué en un rol más defensivo, otros más ofensivos. Pero no sé, creo que, como le dije, intenté hacer lo mejor que pude y ayudar al equipo. Siempre voy a poner el equipo primero, y si me toca defender, voy a defender. Si me toca atacar, voy a atacar. Si me toca hacer los dos, lo voy a hacer. Entonces siempre es una parte de mi juego que quiero demostrar que soy disciplinado, e intento ayudar al equipo en toda manera.